All right. So hi everyone. Today's session is on lead nurturing and building valuable relationships that lead to clients and business opportunities. And it's the last session of the course or the challenge, whichever that you are invested in. And by now, you should have been having conversations with potential clients. You should have an optimized profile. You should know, you should, like, even in your sleep, you should be able to tell people what your offer is about, what your solution is, who it's for, how you help them, and how you fit in as a solution a provider, and how different you are, like what separates you from the rest of everyone who offers the same solution that you do. So today's session is about having those meaningful conversations, how to start these conversations, and how to navigate either on a call or in the DMs. Most of my conversations and my conversions happen in the DM. So I'm going to be giving you how I start conversations, different ways of starting conversations, like whether it's a person who's viewed your profile, if it's a person who's commented on your post, if it's a person who, a cold lead, a warm lead, whatever. We're going to just go through different scenarios and how you can start those conversations, and how getting on a call with a potential client, how to take control of the situation, because they're here to when you get on a call with a potential client, it's a mutual assessment. It's not them interviewing you. It's no longer like that. Like, you get on a call, you want to assess whether this client is a fit for you too. Like, if they're from everything from their personality to the nitty-gritties of what makes them an ideal client, you have to decide if they are a good fit for you. Okay. And it's not just about are they willing to pay you, but things like, are they willing to find the money to pay you, or are they willing to solve their problem? Because some people are, they want to get in a program or whatever solution that, whatever container that you have, whatever solution that you have, but they're not willing to do the work. So you want to kind of find out what's their attitude, towards solving this problem, and you want to assess them like that. So it's not just a one-way thing. It's not like you're on an interview. No, it's two-way. They're assessing you and you're assessing them back. And then at the end of the call, you both decide whether it's a good fit for you and how to move forward with it. All right. So what's lead nurturing, you guys? It's the process of diagnosing what a potential client is ailing from, right? And it's also about strategically building relationships with them to make you familiar, to make them trust you, okay, so that you can start selling with ease. Our process, the process that we are focused on, is about it's not cold pitching at all. You get to know a client, you get to know what their problem is. There's no pitching before knowing. There's no assuming a person needs your service. We're not operating like that. We're only working with people we are sure we can solve their problem. Okay, let me know if that one has hit home. With this process, there's no cold pitching anywhere. That's the whole purpose of you creating content, so that people know what you do. You start becoming familiar. They start knowing what Winnie is about. They start knowing what George is about, like, not just as an expert or a solution provider, but as a person. What do you stand for? How do you think? What's your thought process? Like, can they align with you? This is what, like, people are looking for. All right. So your content does this. If you're going to cold pitch, there really is no reason for you to create content. You can just carry your portfolio, connect with potential clients, and just send them random things. And this is why cold pitching has a low rate of conversion. Unlike what we're doing, this takes work, it takes effort, but it's targeted. You're not guessing. You're able to qualify your leads before reaching out to them. All right. And further, take it further once you connect. All right, so there's no guesswork. Whatever goal they're looking for, you find out, can I help them solve it? In what best way? In which shortest way? In what easiest way? You know, that is the kind of solution that you're offering to your clients. What can you save them? Time, money, resources, what? You know, what are you saving them? So this is it. Okay, this is the whole process. So let me see if I'll share my screen with you guys or not. All right, let me share my screen. So in case we haven't met, my name is Namatasi. I'm a LinkedIn business strategist, and I help service-based entrepreneurs build profitable businesses and brands on LinkedIn. And we do this by aligning their brand positioning, their content, and using systems so that it can keep attracting clients and amplifying their reach and impact. All right, so that is who I am. And I want us to dive right in to lead nurturing and the concept of nurturing so that you guys can understand. If something hits home, just drop it in the chat so I know you guys are taking notes and paying attention. All right. So imagine I use the word diagnose in my definition of lead nurturing because that is what you do. Like imagine if you walked into a hospital, you're going to see a doctor and you have a headache. So you tell them, I have a headache. And this doctor immediately turns around, like, umesema tu uko na headache, I have a headache. And they immediately turn around and they find the medicine for headache and they give it to you. What would your first reaction be? I'd like to know what would your first reaction be? Tell me in the chat. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to know what your reaction would be in that situation. You just walked in, told them I have a headache, and remember you've gone to the hospital, right? And this is the doctor you're seeing, and then you tell them I have a headache. They instantly turn around, get you the drugs prescribed, and then tell you, yeah, here it is. You're good to go. What would your first reaction be? Let me see that in the chat. I am waiting. No one, you won't have a reaction? I want to know, even if you won't have a reaction, let me know in the chat. So Olive says that doctor isn't competent. I'd like to know why. Why do you think that, Olive? Winnie says I'd be confused. I should at least know the cause of the headache, right? Dorothea says I'd feel rushed. Josephine says, what is this? Is he really qualified? Alo says surprised, like no test. Exactly. Imagine that is exactly how a client feels like when they come to your inbox or you get on a call with them and they tell you, okay, I want content, and boom, the next I want somebody to do my content, and boom, these are my prices, these are my packages, that is what you do to clients, and they feel exactly the way you've wrote in the chat. Yes, he should ask me why at least I'm having a headache. You know, how long have you, is this dawa even for you? You know, they should be asking such questions. And this is your work. You are the doctor for your clients. You are solving a problem that is giving them a headache. It is up to you to find out what is causing the headache, what's the best way moving forward, and if they agree to even taking these drugs. Grusha says, my internet is behaving. I noticed you've been connecting to audio for like the last 10 minutes. So yeah. But you'll get the replay itakuwa, so don't worry about that. So that is exactly what you do. I'm seeing somebody else here says, yeah, you should ask for how long I've been having this headache. It's true. So this is you. and your client. So when your client comes to you and tells you, hey, I haven't been active on LinkedIn, but I want to get clients on LinkedIn, I don't just tell them, okay, so now there's profile, you can do profile optimization at $97. You can do you can get on the intensive for 55. And there's also another program launching in December, and then boom. I know you want to conserve your time, and I know maybe you're in a rush, or maybe you're in a spot, you feel like oh my God, I might lose this chance. Let me convert as fast as possible, and then move on to the next client. You don't want to do that. You're going to scare them away. Remember, when somebody is coming to you, even if they've consumed your content for a long time, they still want to know that you understand their problem. Not Daniel's problem, not John's problem, not the other person's problems you've been solving, but theirs. Okay? You're not going to assume they are a fit for you, and you're not going to assume you are a fit for them. I know there's a point where you have to trust that they know what they're doing, that they know this is the fit for them, but it wouldn't hurt to just ask and make sure and confirm that this is for them and this is right for them. Okay? So every time you're prescribing, you want to make sure it's based on informed solutions. You're not guessing, you know for sure this is the solution for that. So imagine after you've been given that dawa, so for instance, you went and you're given dawa. This person gives you the medicine, you go and measure, and then the next time it happens again, you have a headache, you come next time, next week, then you haven't solved the problem. There's a cause for that headache. You find a competent doctor who asks you for how long. Is this common? When does this happen? And then you find out, unaumangwa na kichwa, you get these headaches after you've tightened your hair too much with your headband. And the solution is just releasing that headband or not tightening it that much. So for the ladies, I know you'd probably understand this, right? It's such a simple problem. It's such a simple solution, but maybe your client doesn't know this is it. They don't even need the drugs, maybe for just that day, to solve that problem short term. But the long-term remedy is as in your role as the expert. And we talked about this when we were doing the brand positioning, when we were doing the finding your what your clients' problems are, and going deeper into the feelings and the frustrations and other problems that come up as a result of them trying to solve the most obvious problem that they have, right? So when you're doing that, you are finding the root causes of this problem. You're able to advise them, and you'll find yourself, you're so at ease because this is your area. This is what you do. You'll find yourself, you're so at ease. All right. So when you get on a call with them, what you want to do is find out 3 things. I think it's 3 things, right? When you're on a call, when you're in the chat, when you're anywhere in a networking room, you want to find 3 things, and you want to take control of the situation. Let's say you're hopping on a call with a client. This is your way of converting, because this is how you want to do it, and this is how you're good at. This is what you're good at. You're saying, am I sharing my screen? No, let me share my screen so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So if you're on a call, the first thing you want to do is set the agenda of the call. Make it clear why you're meeting. Okay. And I've been converting on calls. Last year, that was when I was converting mostly with calls. This year, I've been in people's DMs, and they've been in my DMs, and that is how I've been converting. But when you get on a call, it's so easy for you to sit back and let them lead the conversation. And once your potential client takes lead of the conversation, it becomes them interviewing you, all right? And that is not what you want. Take control of the situation. I told you, you're no longer looking for, you're not looking for employers, you're looking for clients. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. It's symbiotic. You give, they give, They receive, you receive. It's like that with clients. All right. So set the purpose of the agenda, the intention of the meeting. Say hi. It's so good to meet you. It's so good to finally meet you, and see your face, so all that small talk, and then you tell them, so I wanted to invite you on this call because I wanted, when you sent me the message, I wanted to just understand better, and I love getting on calls because we're able to go deep into the roots of the problems and how we can solve them. So I wanted to find out what goals you want to achieve, and how I can best come in to support you, achieve them, and what solutions I can give. And if you feel they're good, if you feel like they fit and they are aligned, with your mission, with your goal, then we can talk about how we can proceed, when we can start, and how to move forward. That is it. As you talk like that, it becomes about your client. It's not about you talking about everything that you've achieved. You're here to find out what they need. And most of the time, you'll find your client, as you're speaking like this, they just relax. They know they're in the right hands. Okay. So go and try, get your clients on call, try this method, see if it works for you. It's worked wonders for me. Always do it. Always set the purpose and intention of the call. Time yourself so that you're not there wasting each other's time for even 1 hour. If it's good, the conversation, you're vibing with the client is good, just relax and take it wherever, but make sure you've done what brought you here. Okay. All right. So let's move to, so you've done this. This is specifically for calls, but you can also do this if maybe you have a masterclass, maybe you have an event where you are inviting all your leads to experience what you're doing. Let's say you're a content creator, a content writer, and you help clients with write blog posts. So maybe the event you created is how to leverage blog posts to get organic traffic, to get more clients and whatever, and that's your LinkedIn event. So you're here in your capacity as an expert, and they're coming in as a potential clients. All right, this is somebody who's figuring out how to do the blog post. So either they're gonna need you to coach them how to do it, or they're gonna need some help for you to do it for them, right? So if that is within what you offer, this is a very good lead. They've already qualified themselves through the event. So what you want to find out are these things. So you'll come into the DMs and tell them, hey, and so you signed up for the event, and I just wanted to find out 2-3 things about you, about your about the goal of the event, right? So when did you start? Have you started writing your own blog posts, or where are you at in your journey to start writing blog posts, right? And then they start opening up to you, and you set the intention every time. It's good to know what you guys are doing in the DMs. If you're just having conversations to just build relationships or that, like just, because it's somebody whose vibe you like or whatever, you can just say that in the DMs and keep it open, because you'd want maybe to support each other and keep in contact and whatever, like that. So make sure those intentions are clear in what you're doing, and then you want to find out what their goal is. The first thing you want to find out in the chat or on the call or whatever is what their goal is with regard to the solution that you give. Okay, so my clients will tell me, I've been getting 1, maybe 2 clients, here, there. It's neither consistent, there's no pattern to it, it's not consistent, and I'd love to make it consistent because I'm getting really good leads from LinkedIn. So I'd want to get more of those and just make it consistent and reliable, so that's the goal. I'm not gonna pitch them for anything. That is the goal, and it's my intention to find out if I'm able to deliver this goal, how best I can help them what resources I can bring on board, you know, what methodologies do I use, what best ways can I help them achieve this goal, right? So that is number one. What you want to find out, you want to find out their current situation with regards to whatever you offer, right? So these are possible questions, you know, not, you can't ask all of them. I'm just like, these are examples you could use. What's your current situation? So I went to your website and I saw you don't have a blog. Like, have you ever had one before? That's a good question to have. So maybe you can assess the level of expertise and knowledge in this area, right? Have you been doing it yourself or getting help in the area, you know? And what stopped, like with Kamaizo, you want to find out what their current situation is like, what kind of solutions are they using right now, how is it working out for them, what's the feedback they're getting. So if you're like somebody who helps them with their user interface, let's say there's a client, they have a software and they want to know how, you know, to make it better. You want to find out how it's been going since it went live. Like, are you getting are you tracking, are you even tracking the site? Are you able to see how many visitors have come? Are you able to see how long they've stayed on your site? How many people have complained? Do you have a form where people can ask questions, all these things, right? You want to assess where they are right now. What's the current climate? Because based on what's happening right now, you're able to bridge that gap. Remember all this time, and I gave an analogy the last session that we had, where your client is on this side, there's a huge river, and they want to go on the other side of the bank. This is their current situation. That's their goal. And it's up to you to decide how we're going to cross this river. Are we going to create like carry big stones and, you know, place them in the river? Are we going to construct a bridge? How are we going to construct it? Who are you going to hire? You know, it is you who decides, who gives them the guidance on how, you know, or the different scenarios, and then they choose which one is best for them right now. All right, so you can tell them, we have two options, you can choose to do this, use big stones, carry them from wherever, and then come and dump them in the river, then create the steps for you to jump in. Or you can decide to build a wooden bridge or a concrete bridge or something, you know. You're offering a different solutions based on what you can offer, and then they decide what is best for them, what is best for their pocket, what is best for their solution, for their in their place right now, right? And then you decide how you guys are gonna move forward with it. Okay, let me know in the comments if you agree, if you feel this is good, this is something doable. Let me know. If it's difficult, if it sounds difficult, it isn't difficult. A lot of the times we overcomplicate things. You think maybe there's a certain kind of wording, or I don't know, some lingo you're supposed to be using. No, akuna. It's just that people just want their problem solved, right? If you can do that, you're good to go. Okay, number 3. Your solution goes something like this. In order to achieve the goal that they mentioned, this is what needs to be done. And then you tell them why the previous method didn't work. All right. So this is a diagnosis, or is it a, yeah, it is a diagnosis. How many prognosis, like doctors speak? Let me know in the chat. But this is, you want to tell them why, if they've tried solving this problem before, you want to let them know why it didn't work out, you know, and why whatever you're proposing right now would be best for them. Okay, all right. And then you want to find out if they agree. Like you talk, they'll tell you, yeah, okay, I see, that is good, whatever. And then So when did you want to start this? Because it's just a matter of when you can start for me. If you decide you want to do it tomorrow, I'm ready, we can start, and maybe it would start here, and then they'll tell you. So I was ready, we could do it, let me come back next week or whatever. Now, I'm not a big fan of like trying to convince people to buy. I don't like it. I don't like that energy. It puts me in a horrible space of mind, and it almost makes me desperate. So I don't like it. So if somebody tells me this is not a good fit right now, if somebody says let me come back in a week or whatever, you just let them know, okay, I'll get in touch in a week. Okay. Like that is what works for me. If you feel like pushing people, that is your own prerogative. But for me, I like to think before I even reach out to somebody that I want to work with them. This is a solution that I want. All right. If maybe I didn't feel they are a good fit for me, I'll just let them know why I don't want to work with them. But I'm in my power, and I like to trust that whoever is coming on call with me, if they want this solution, then they know what is the best way for them to move forward also. Okay. So that it doesn't feel like you're hand holding people and forcing people to make moves and making people uncomfortable. I don't like the whole there's this whole sales process that people use, where you start finding out if they solved this problem, what it would do for their family, what it do for them personally. I find it very invasive and insulting for me. I just like to trust that I know what is good for me also. All right. So if it's you, I will work with you. If it's not you, if maybe the budget went a little high from what I had initially planned, I'll just let you know, and then I'll tell you, let me reach out to you next month and see how we can do this, right? Or I can tell you, okay, so I expected if it's budget wise, you let them know, you can ask them what was their budget, and then you can tell them, for that budget we can do it this way. All right. So like for instance, when I was doing lead generation and lead nurturing services done for you, I'd ask people, like my package was $1,000 USD. There was a time I raised the price to 2,000 USD. So if somebody came for the lead generation, I used to do 400 leads on LinkedIn, 100 every week, 20 each day. So if you're coming and let's say your budget is 500 USD, I'll tell you, I'm gonna do maybe 10 leads or 20 leads per week or something like that. You can based on your budget, based on your packages, you can let them know this is what we can do for that amount of cash. That if they find it good, then you can proceed. If they find a partner, so it's not like you're set in stone. And like for the coaches, you could do, if this is your budget and maybe you're promoting a particular offer, a program, then you can tell them, I have an intensive or a tinier, shorter program that can do this and this for you. I have a course or whatever. And see, and it's so good, by the way, to have such tinier offers so that it addresses people who are at different levels. Okay. But you haven't compromised your standards. At the end of the day, you haven't given them the whole package at a lower price. You haven't gone out of your way to mess with your boundaries. All right, your boundaries are still intact, the energetics is still good, so you're good to go. All right, so that is all for lead nurturing. I wanted to share with you how to start conversations with people. If maybe the profile viewers, different scenarios, warm leads, cold leads on LinkedIn. But I'd love to know if you have a question so far. Let me know if you have a question before we move to the next stage. No questions? Anyone with a question? on how to conduct conversations on calls and in the DMs and all that. Mm-hmm. No? All right. So, right. Where are you guys? Okay, there you go. Okay. So let me share how you can start different kinds of conversations with people based on how you find them and how you meet them on LinkedIn. All right. So I'm going to divide my audiences into two: warm leads and cold leads. Warm leads are people who have interacted with you in a way. All right. Olive says, if a lead starts following me, should I start the conversation? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, keep them close. And let me, so this is where we're headed right now. Okay. So we have two kinds of leads. Like that example that Olive said is a warm lead because they followed you. They liked you, maybe they saw your content, they saw your profile, and so maybe something intriguing about you, so they followed you. So that's a warm lead. So we're gonna go through instances of how to start that conversation, send that first connection request, or how to connect to them that first message. All right. So warm and cold leads. So you'll find warm leads are people who have sort of interacted with you, your profile, your content, something in a way. So these are your followers, these are your immediate connections, these are people who have interacted with your profile, like profile viewers, right? You'll find people who have engaged with your post, they've left comments, they've liked your post, people who've shared your posts. These are warm leads. These are people who have an idea of who you are. Okay, and sometimes also in this case, you don't want to assume anything, because I followed a lot of people and I have connected with a lot of people, and sometimes I forget why. Like especially in the first moments when I joined LinkedIn, I was connecting with almost any who I met, anyone, anyone I met, anyone I met. So you don't want to assume. Reach out and know why they followed you, what got their attention, all that. All right. So warm leads and cold leads are people you reach out to yourself, people you reach out to, people you cold leads, people you reach out to, people who aren't in your connection, people who haven't interacted with you. So these are maybe leads you're looking for, you find through search, or you find through, or you saw their content and liked it, you commented on their post, or you find them through search, right? So, okay, let's start with warm leads, how to start that conversation instances. All right, example one. Let me find it. So my first example is for somebody who viewed your profile. Let me share with you so that you guys can see, and so you can take screenshots if you want, right? But I'm gonna send this to the group either way, so don't feel pressure. I'm gonna send it to the group or email for you, so you should have this. Okay, so if it's a profile view, you could start with a hey, the name. I saw you viewed my profile and I checked yours. So, and I thought to connect since you found something on their profile, right? So this is a person who checked your profile view, who viewed your profile, but they didn't connect with you. All right. So you check theirs to see if there's a good reason for you to connect. If not, just let them be, right? Remember, you're qualifying also. All right. You're not connecting with just anyone who finds a way to connect with you. All right. So I saw you viewed my profile, and so I checked yours. and I thought to connect since Remember, you're always looking for a commonality, a common ground for you, so that having these conversations can be easy. Something that resonates with you, something that intrigues you about this person, so that leading the conversation from there can be easy. Okay, and so that you're connecting with people from a place of genuinity. It's not a word. Genuineness, right? Let me know. Okay, kama Kizungu. Kizungu is really hard. Aya. This is another example. So this is an example. So, hey Jen, I saw you checked out my profile and I thought to reach out to you since we are both in the same industry. Yeah, looking forward to supporting your work around here. So something simple like that. Imagine it doesn't have to be communicated. So I saw you viewed my profile and found you have an interest in personal branding. Looking forward to connect with you and continuing the conversation. Something like that. So simple to do. Don't overthink. Also, you don't have to use this. You can craft it anyhow, any way you like. All right. But if there's a genuine reason why you're connecting with somebody, it will show. It will show. All right. It will show. Okay. So this is a connection request. Somebody who reached out to you. So either you are their ideal clients. Remember, everyone is hunting and everyone is looking for business opportunities. So if somebody sends you a connection request, it's either because they found you intriguing or they want to follow you or whatever, or you're their ideal client, or they are viewers and they're looking for a way to get more info, or just consume your content closely. So this is what I do. I say thanks for reaching out to me. Looking forward to engaging with you more. And I asked them, curious, what caught your eye that made you want to reach out? Simple like that. So you know if you're their ideal client, if yours, you get to know their intentions. All right. Okay, so okay, and this is another example. Thanks for reaching out to me, whoever. Thanks for reaching out to me, Josephine. Looking forward to engaging with you. I saw you posted about postpartum something. How did you get into maybe whatever something? You just craft it in a way that leads into you craft it in a way that makes it easy for them to reply, so that the conversation keeps going. I told you want to always try as much as possible to end it with a question, so that you make it easy for people to answer. Okay, if you leave it like this, they're like and this question you can always modify so that it fits. I saw you posted about how did you get into, or when did you start doing it, or how did you something like that. You want to find out something about them and then keep the conversations going. So another kind of warm lead is somebody who commented or engaged on your post. And remember, this is not something. So imagine if you have 100 comments on your post or 1,000. You can't keep doing this all the time. Okay, I'd rather you spend your time putting yourself in front of opportunities, commenting on ideal clients' posts so that they become familiar with you. And I gave you a trick to do it. You want to target people with getting less engagement on their posts, so that when you engage with them, you're leaving insightful comments, you're slowly building a relationships from far away. All right. And when they see your heading there, every time they see your comments, they see your heading with it, and they're thinking of how you two can work together or something like that, right? If this is a problem they have, then they can even decide for themselves this is what they want, and they reach out to you, and it's so easy. You close in the DMs. All right. So I appreciate you commenting, engaging with my content. And then here you want to find some commonality or similar interest on their profile. Yeah. Maybe something they like. You saw that they went to Italy and why you've always wanted to visit Italy, which come later. You want to connect with people, all right? So it seems aimless unless it is your ideal client. Okay, when it's your ideal client, it's not aimless. You have a reason to connect with them and you want to engage and qualify them in the DMs and probably sell and close, right? All right, so let's move to cold leads. Oh, somebody says the templates are great. Awesome. I hope this helps out because I find sometimes you unakwamanga, like you shindwa how to start this conversation with them. Like you might have great leads. And I had one client who used to ask me, how do I connect with these CEOs, you know? And so we do the lead generation. She has all these ideal clients in her DMs, but she knows they're not spending all that time on LinkedIn. So there's a huge possibility they're not connecting with her content. And so for such a case, you know your audience best, right? You know your ideal clients best. So you want to find a way to just let them consume your content, know that you are in existence and you're here to solve their problems. Sometimes you have to do these things, okay? Especially on LinkedIn, because as you're starting out, your visibility is really stunted, okay? As you grow and your follower count grows, your connections count, your engagement on your end, you're creating great content, so people are engaging on your posts, your visibility grows. So all the time that you're putting in as you're starting out, will lessen as you go, provided you create structure, you be disciplined with what you do. Now, I have never been able to do like regular 20 minutes every day. I've never been able to, because like right now, my best time for engaging is, and this is a trick I was taught by a LinkedIn coach. I don't know if it's true or not, but the recommendation is to engage for like 20 minutes before you post and 20 minutes after you post, okay? So that whoever you're engaging with, it makes sense because I know how LinkedIn works, but I haven't tried it so much for myself, so I can't really say this is works or not, but it makes sense because you've noticed if Josephine posts and I comment on her post, my network sees it, all right? So when you're or when Josephine comments on my post and she's posted, there's a very high likelihood when I'm scrolling through my feed, I'll find her post just because she connected with me. So this is how you make it work for you. You want people to be able to find your content. Engage with people. Let me tell you, engaging is the key. There's like a secret code with engaging, and I want you guys to take advantage of it, kabisa. Take advantage, kabisa. Put yourselves out there, look for leads, comment on their post, leave really good comments, thoughtful comments, and then create really good content. You know, demonstrate how you can solve people's problems. Show how you understand, how intimate you are with the kinds of problems they have. Okay? All right? Well, somebody say yes if you agree with me. And if you're going to try, I want you guys to commit to trying, doing the engagement. Do that 20 minutes. I'm going to join you. Do that 20 minutes every day and see what it does for you. Because what I know is every time I'm engaging on LinkedIn, every time I am visible on LinkedIn, I get leads I hadn't even thought possible. And people come and they look at my profile and say, hey, Nama, I want to work with you. I saw your post on I saw your comment on somebody's post and I liked it, you know. And then I saw you do LinkedIn. I've been thinking of joining LinkedIn and making it work for me. So that is how it works. And then you have a lead who wants to work with you because they loved your comment. All right. And I want you guys to be very careful of the comments you leave. I want you guys to be kind and empathetic and share your thoughts, but you can do it in a very good way. Remember, all your comments people can see. Every post you react to, people can see, as long as your profile is public, right? Okay. So be very careful. and use it to your advantage. Again, if you post just once a day and then you comment on 10 posts in a day, people are gonna see your name 10 times, and that familiarity continues to breed. You become a name they see constantly. You know, I see this person and they talk about me. They start relating with, I see Josephine, she does this. I see Josephine, she does this. And it just markets you because that familiarity and that repetition that people get. So the next time maybe they meet an opportunity around what you do, you're the first person that pops into your head because they see you so much. You want to be constantly at the top of people's minds so that they're mentioning your name even when you're not there. All right. Okay, so audience, cold leads are people who they're not connected to you. So these are people who are new to you, right? So you're either searching for them and connecting with them, or you saw their content and you liked it, or you found them through their content, you found them through, you commented on your post, you found them through the services they offer, you found them in a way, you found them, okay? So if you found them, you want to let them know why you're connecting with them, right? Same way you want to know why people are reaching out to you, is the same courtesy you want to extend to people. So the best place to find things to write about in that intro, like to find really good things, you can find similarities, common ground, intriguing stuff about this person, like gold mines where you can find really good info about a person. You look at the achievements, accomplishments, milestones. You'll find this in the summary, mostly in the summary about section. You'll find maybe the awards they've received. A lot of people talk about the awards, or you'll find a featured section. On the featured section, you'll find something there, something big they did, or some company they're working with, or a big person they talked to, or something big. So you want to look for these achievements. People like when you notice such things about them. All right. There's somebody who has unmuted themselves. Let me find them and then, okay, we're good to go. So here's a template you could use. So you want to find juicy stuff about a person, okay? And sometimes you don't know why you're connecting with that person. And if they haven't, and this is a challenge I have, most of my clients do not have good LinkedIn profiles. So a lot of the times, I really struggle to find. And if I can't find something, imagine to connect to them, I just don't connect. If you're not active on LinkedIn, if your profile isn't good, there's no way I can connect with you, so I just skip. So this is something I usually do. I go to the summary section or anywhere on their profile, and I find something, I copy paste it exactly as it is, and then I put it in quotes. And then I'll write here, Olive, I had to reach out to you after seeing this on your profile. Looking forward to continuing this conversation with you, or even looking forward to having an amazing or an informative conversation with you, looking forward to continue the conversation. You can tweak it anyhow you like, all right? But I love this trick of copy pasting. It just makes things so easy. You can find compliments, and you can find this from recommendations. So you post here what somebody said, I found this on your profile and I had to connect, simple like that, and then you can, in the next, once they've connected, whether they agree or whether they say something or not, once they accept, you can let them know why you found this part that you copied intriguing. All right. Ukishindwa, if you're unable to do that, you connected from not a place of genuineness, I think. And those are actually the I'm done with my templates, you guys. I think those will tide you over. So those ones are good ones. Let me know if you got stuck because you are unable to have this conversation. Yeah, so Olive says, how about those leads who rarely post? Okay, you can get somebody's activity not just by how they post. You can look at their reactions. How recent did they comment on somebody's post? How recent did they react to a post? You know, on their activity. There are people I reach out to who are my ideal clients. They don't post. They have a horrible profile, but they are active on LinkedIn. They comment on people's posts. And most of them, it's because they don't know where to start, or they're gripped with this fear of, oh my God, how do I do this? My boss is here, my colleagues are following me, and I want to do this, but they can't get over that fear. And that is somebody I can help. All right. So it's you just gauge, are they active on LinkedIn? If you're looking for somebody on LinkedIn, you want people who are active on LinkedIn. So they might not be posting, but they are engaging, and they are let me stop share. So you might find that they're not active posting, they're not actively posting, and for content creators, you know that is a good lead for you, right? And so you might find they're not posting, but they are active. They comment, they react to people's posts, so they're active on LinkedIn. You don't want to send a request and then they get it next year. Okay, so yeah, I'm done for today. So let me know if you have another question, and if today's session has been helpful. And if you got stuck, I want to know, for those who have tried reaching out to clients where you're stuck. So I'm opening up Q&A right now, if you want, for the next like 10 minutes or so, and then we break. So no questions? Okay, so let me ask. How many of you here? We have 10 people in the room. How many of you have reached out to clients so far since we started? Even one, I want to know how many of you have. None of you? None of you? Margaret, you haven't reached out to anyone? Olive is asking if I didn't know any of those kind of templates. Can I get them? You don't need the templates. You can create a message, but I'm gonna send them to you so that you can. But please modify them and make them yours. You don't copy paste. Don't be lazy, you guys. You want to connect from a place of genuineness with your clients. Okay, don't copy paste. You want this is a guide to just to see what you can do, where areas you can get you know, good bits about good information about your potential clients, okay, and how to start that conversation. But you already know, like we've gone through them, you already know. Yeah, Justin says avoid plagiarism. Exactly. Don't copy paste. I know, as a Jew, most of you here are content writers. Most of you here are helping with the SEO and stuff like that. Most of you are gonna be targeting the same people, alafu mtu anapata the same message word for word. Msichome hivyo. Put in some effort. Olive says they kwamad hapo hivyo. But let me ask though, if you kwamad, and I've been asking in the group where you've kwamad, why didn't you guys say, because I've had these templates for months, I could have sent it in the group. Why are you guys not doing the work? Why are you guys not asking for help? That is what I want to know. because I haven't seen. Alafu next week after the group has ended, after our challenge has ended, that is when I'll find people in my inbox. I don't want to find people in my inbox, Mimi, after next week, after this week. I have reached out in the process of converting. Sawa, Margaret says she's reached out. Good. Congratulations, Margaret. Congratulations. Congratulations. Do that. Alafu sim tumoja, reach out to many, handle those conversations, learn from your mistakes, learn how to these things you're going to perfect with time. And even me, I still make mistakes with my approach to clients. It's a learning process. So right now I have things together, but in the DM sometimes I falter, right? But you learn as you grow as you go. Okay, George says he has a question. When you send a connection request and they don't respond, should you withdraw the request after some time? Yeah, why keep them? Why, if they, like, if after 2 months, let's say after 2 months they haven't connected with you, withdraw the request. There's somebody who saw your connection request and they decided not to connect. Why bother? The only problem with withdrawing a connection request is you can't send it later. You can't connect with them like within 2 weeks. You have to wait for 2 weeks to lapse before you can connect with them again. And then there is no way to know if you've ever tried to reach out to them before. So there's no way of tracking that whole thing. Okay, so that is my only problem with withdrawing. Sometimes I just keep them there as people who have not connected with me. Just so I don't connect with them again. I don't send the same request again because there's no way of knowing. Okay. Any other question? Who else had a question? Anyone else? Okay, I'll end the meeting.